A lot of times you sit around waiting on some money to come, or waiting on an opportunity, waiting on something to happen instead of working while you waiting. When you go to a restaurant, bro, the person that you see after the host takes you to your seat is the waiter. Yeah. Their job is to wait on you. They not just waiting on you. Mm-hmm. Waiting is to serve.
Bring your energy. This brand is truly for us.
Black Bread University.
Man, we back like we never left.
Yeah, because we ain't never left.
We ain't never left, man. We ain't going nowhere, man.
Let's go. Where we at, though? And we back, ladies and gentlemen, back like we never left.
Because we ain't never go nowhere.
Yes, sir. Black Bread University's Black Bread Show, Part 3.
Yes, sir. This is our 3rd episode, man. Power, man. I'm glad to be here, man. I feel powerful, man. I feel great, energized, ready to go crazy, man.
I'm on fire, bro.
Yeah, for
to
real.
be very honest, I'm on fire.
Yeah, for sure.
Woo.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
It feel like it's been a while. I think,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just me, man. I feel like it's been a while. I've been a little under the weather.
Yeah.
But
hey, man, are we 6 feet apart?
No pressure.
No pressure.
3 feet, no pressure. No.
6 feet, no pressure.
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Everything checks out.
That's good.
But just you know how it is when you kind of just need to slow down and your body lets you know.
Yeah.
You know, you've been working, you've been grinding. And sometimes your body just says, you know what, it's time to chill. Even if it's work from home, you know, sometimes it's hard to close the laptop. It's hard.
That's real.
It's difficult to start working.
Yeah.
But I had one of those moments, one of those, you know, few days where, you know what, I just needed to slow down.
But you know what, I think that's a good thing to talk about, though, because not too many times do we ever say, like, yo, you got to slow down sometimes.
True.
You know, like everybody, you know what I'm saying, all the great motivational speakers, they just tell you to go,
grind.
And push. And sometimes it's like, yes, that like that is a secret sauce. You have to go. You got to push. Mm-hmm. You got to, you know, so you got to go hard. You can't let nobody outwork you. But you also have to take some time to rest. You know, let your body to catch up to everything that's been going on. You know, but hey, I ain't introduced myself this time, man. What's going on? It's your boy Mark Edmond.
Yeah, Jamel Lewis. Y'all know what it is.
So y'all know what it is, man. The Black Bread Show, powered by BlackBreadUniversity.com. So back to the topic, though. You know, I feel like it's so critical to, you know, really give yourself, your body, your mind that time to kind of like chill, you know what I'm saying, and lay back.
Rest,
because
man.
To be honest, man, I feel like we addicted to it, you know, like becoming like a workaholic, like you don't realize it, but you know, it could be a real addiction.
I enjoy working. I enjoy the work that I do. I think that is a major key.
For sure.
I spent most of my life, when I was younger, I'm the youngest of 3.
Yeah.
And I was the one where it was
You're the
like,
baby.
Yeah, my brother, my sister, they were honor students. They were, we had something called like the Beta Club back then. They were, man, academically, they were on it. And I was the 3rd one. And I came in, I was smart in my own right too, but that just even wasn't my path.
Nah,
like mentally,
heck nah, man.
I wasn't locked in.
I wasn't one of those students either, man.
Right.
Same type of deal.
But
yeah.
So for me, I spent a lot of years using the brain I had to figure out how to not do stuff. I was like, man, algebra. I got an algebra class, and the teacher tells me on the first day, this is high school, freshman year, first day of algebra, they're like, we're going to take, you know, this is the curriculum. We're going to take 4 tests this semester. You know, this is the grading scale. Tests are worth this. Homework is worth this. And I sat in that class, bro, and I was like, in my mind, I didn't even say it, but I was like, oh, so if I get a 92 or better on each test, I don't have to do homework.
Oh, he was that guy.
And that's what I did, right? So I spent a lot of years
just mastering your tests.
But in my own mind, I spent a lot of years feeling and projecting on myself that I was lazy.
Yeah.
You know, I did lazy things, and I projected that laziness on myself. So now as an adult, I'm looking at the work that I do, and I enjoy it so much, I'm almost addicted to it.
You are. Yeah.
I gotta find a way to not work. I gotta be sick. I gotta.
It's hard, man.
I gotta fall over to not work.
Because to your point, like when you reminisce, man, I always thought like when I was a shorty that the school system wasn't right. I always felt it did not make sense. You know, I would be in there. You know, I would understand what's happening. I wasn't the smartest kid. You know what I'm saying? I was probably like you know what I'm saying? Like, it's when it comes to understanding, no one understood what was happening, what was going on more than me in the classroom. Right. But it's like, man, to put it into words, to kind of express it, to kind of show I know what I'm talking about, I struggle with that. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it put in my mind to kind of focus on my strengths and what came natural to me. And what came natural to me was always thinking outside the box, because society, right, our school systems naturally try to put everybody in the box.
Oh, yeah. And
for me, it was like, so you telling me that if I don't graduate or if I don't pass this, or if I don't do that, that I'm going to be a failure? Like, I'm going to live underneath a bridge. I'm going to be a bum. I'm going to be homeless. I'm going to be this and that. I just never understood that. I just felt like, bro, you can't tell me I can go out here and create some money. And even as a kid, I'm like, dude, I can go shovel snow. You know, so I can cut grass and make money. So, like, how do I not, you know, how can I, you know what I'm saying, be a bum if I don't pass your test, or if I don't, you know what I'm saying, do all your homework. Right. And do that, when in my mind, I'm like, I know ways already to make money legally. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even thinking on no illegal stuff as a shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like, legally, it's like, bro, I'll break my neighbor's lease before, got paid. I did my chores at work, at home, got paid. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, we went down the street shoveling snow, cutting grass, got paid. And it's like, dude, if I'm doing this as a kid, you telling me I can't go get a truck, get some lawnmowers, go out here and make some money? You know what I'm saying? If I don't know, you know what I'm saying, all your math tests. So for me, it immediately as a kid put me onto who I am today, because I always felt like, while you trying to go prove that you're smart and become smart, you know, to go work for somebody, I always wanted to be the guy you come work for.
Come on, man.
You know, so for me, it's like, hey, you know what? You should go to Harvard. You should go to Yale. You know, absolutely.
Go right ahead.
You know, like, spend your $200,000 a year, and then come over here, and I can pay you $100,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And then everything that you learned and all the relationships that you build, let me go ahead and leverage that and capitalize off of that.
All right, man, that's all the game right there. Sorry, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah, man. So that's just how my mind always works.
I got a small thought, and then I want to kind of put that into perspective too. Yeah. Something I'm gonna ask you. So to that same point, I think of a story when I was a shorty growing up. You know how it is. You know the story. Mom did everything for us. Yeah. My dad passed away when I was young, wasn't in the house. So mom was everything, of course.
Shout out to Mama
Lou.
Yeah,
man, Mama Lou. Shout out to my mom. And we obviously, man, we thank God, man, we had everything we needed. You know, first day of school, mom found a way. I got new clothes. I got a pair of shoes. It might have been some, what they call them now, Fazos. You know, back in the day, you know, some white Air Ones, that kind of thing. I would get a clean uniform, all of that. But throughout the year,
you used to have them wrinkles on the toes.
No, I took care of my stuff, bro. Back then, that was what I had. So exactly. I washed my joints.
You put the cardboard in at the toes?
Yeah, I wasn't playing no game, bro. Cardboard in the toe, all of that. Like, I was on it.
That's crazy.
Right? But that was it. In the household, that was it. That was a blessing. Yeah. That was more than others even had. So, real cool. Tough. I wasn't tripping on that. But it came times when, you already know, bro, we talking the 90s, bro. You got Jordan. You got, man, it's a lot going on. You got Penny Hardaway. You got Grant Hill. It's all these athletes and these designer shoes.
Oh, I forgot about them pennies, bro. Them pennies was tough.
I wasn't getting none of that,
Them pennies was tough, yeah.
Not one pair, right? So for me, it was like, okay, I got my first pair. I got my first day of school shoes, so on and so forth. But we get to the middle of the year, and like the homies is like, man, there's some new J's that just dropped. I'm finna get them. Man, I'm finna ask my mama to get them, or I'm finna ask my auntie, my uncle do such and such. I'm finna ask them to get them. And I used to be salty. You know, this elementary school, I'm salty. Like, man, my friends.
Like you can't go get them.
A few of my friends could ask their parents for some shoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I can't really do that. My grades ain't good. I
Right.
ain't even got no incentive to try to ask, and I know it's not there. And I used to kind of be in my feelings about that. Fast forward to getting older, a little older, you know, high school ages, I started working, playing the drums in church, making a little check every week. I learned the value in that of, using some skills and actually getting a check. I knew every week it was $35.
You know how to go get some money.
I know how to get some money, and
at a young age.
It's $35, bro. It's coming every week. If I save 2 checks, I got $70. I can go get X, Y,
and
and
you know
Z.
what? And not to cut you off, but I think like coming from where we come from, I think when you first start making money, I think that's the pivotal moment where it kind of start building who you are. For example,
That's where I'm going.
If you was been into drugs, you know what I'm saying, you would have been a drug dealer because the first time you ever got some money, it was because of you sold drugs. So in your head as a kid, it get embedded that this is the only way that you know how to go get money. But because you did it legally, same thing with me, because I did it legally, my mind, like my mind never took me to that route, to that road to go be El Chapo. You know what I'm saying?
It was some times and some opportunities, but
of course. I mean, we from Chicago,
so even that, bro.
Happens.
Yeah. So for me, it was like, man, back then I didn't know that to your point, I didn't know that that's what was being put into me, of like just the way I got it, the way I learned things, the way I figured it out. And I could look back, and it's no shade to none of those friends that I had at the time, but it was certain principles that were built up in me of knowing just those moments of how to get it myself. I didn't stop and say, man, I wonder which. I've seen my friends say, man, which auntie can I call to get some J's? And I used to be salty, but then I realized, you know what I'm saying, my path of working for what I got, it took me out of that lazy vibe of just asking people for something or this or that.
Just expecting something for nothing. Like for me, man, I had an amazing upbringing. Like I had the best of both worlds. Yeah. My mother, shout out to my mom, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, my mom, she was a beautician, right? And my father was an electrician. He worked for ComEd for many years. And so I was able to see early on, like, the balance between the two.
Right.
For example, like, my mom could be broke, right? Like ain't had no money, you know what I'm saying? And to your point, hey, mom, the pennies just came out, some mics just came out. I want the mics. Right. And she'll tell me, I ain't got no money for the mics. And then, like, that Saturday morning, I remember she'll wake up, she'll go to her salon. She always had her own salon. Yes. And she'll go to her salon, and she'll call me around, like, 11 o'clock or noon. She'll call the house. And when she called the house, she'll be like, hey, come up here and you can go get your shoes. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I knew for a fact I did not want to have a job. You know what I'm saying? Because what I noticed from my mom can be at zero, and then in a few hours, you know what I'm saying, she'd have made $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, doing hair. Right?
And I ain't seen nobody work like your mom.
That's what
I done been in
bro.
that shop. We done spent hours there.
Come on. Like,
I ain't seen nobody work like your mom.
She'd be in there from, you know what I'm saying, 6 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning to, you know what I'm saying, 9, 10, 11 at night. Yep. And my father, you know what I'm saying, he was a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He worked his job. He got up every day about 4 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. He started his day. I think he had to be at work at around 5. And he did that for 35, 40 years, and the difference is he paid for all the bills. Right. So he taught me how you don't let your woman pay no bills. My mom, that's why my mom was able to do what she needed to do with the kids. So, like, my mom's responsibility in our household was, food and kids, our clothes, our shoes. So it's not far-fetched that, she had 4 kids that, hey, she'll buy us all a pair of shoes on one day. So when my father get home and see we got new shoes, he happy because he like, cool, my kids got new shoes. So his wife doing what she's supposed to do. Right. The house is paid, you know what I'm saying, the lights, the bills and all that. But what I noticed on the other end of that was my father's always tired. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, when we wake up to go to school, he's gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He had to go to work. Thank you. Shout out to my pops, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. You know, and I didn't realize this until I got older, but I remember, like, you know, when I get home from school, we get home from school, and we don't see him till about 6 o'clock at night because he got off work at like 5:30. So he don't get home till like 6, 7. And he'd like eat dinner that my mom prepared, kick his boots off, and go to sleep.
Right.
And so I'm like, man, dude, like, come on, man. Like, let's go play some basketball. You know what I'm saying? Let's go play catch.
Don't get to it that, bro.
Oh, man. Should I tell a story, bro?
Please.
Hey, Pops, man, I love you, man.
I'm probably the only person like this story, man. I'm sorry.
Nah, so, man, my father, he a great dude, man. He was a great, phenomenal father, man. I learned a lot from him. He learned a lot from him as well.
Man.
But my father he's a musician, right? So anything musically, hey, he's all about it.
I'm laughing.
But my father is not big into sports. You know, he wasn't never really big. But as a kid, hey, I want to get into sports. So, you know, I always, sports too. Yeah, I always like, yo, Pops, let's go. You know, I want to go play basketball with you. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the park. And my father, like, all right, cool, man. Like, let's go. You know. And so I'm excited. Like, we got the basketball, we finna go. And when he got out the car,
I already know the story.
I knew we wasn't gonna be there for a long time, bro. My father come out there with his work boots on. He got his jeans on. He got the keys. You know, my father had the keys.
The work keys.
The work keys, you know, like you a landlord. You got like 50, 60, 70 keys on one ring. He got the keys on it coming off his belt. And I just knew. I'm like, bro, you ain't coming no shorts. You ain't got no basketball shoes on. So I just knew we was going to be out there for like 10 minutes, bro, or less. Man, I swear we probably was out there for like 10 minutes. And he like, all right. You know, he tried to go. And what I learned from those moments was I knew, once again, like, as amazing as he was to be able to provide for his family.
Period.
And as I got older, I understood, you know, when I became a father.
Right.
You know, when I start having responsibilities and real bills. But as a kid, it didn't. You know, you assume your lights is on because they're supposed to be on.
Right.
You know, you assume you can stick your key in the house and have access to your house because it's your house. Right. You don't know nothing about bills and what it means, right. You know, and all that stuff. And he was just always tired, you know, and he didn't spend as much time with us as he wanted to, Period. You know, and then on the weekends, you know, oh, man, Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings was the best, man. We get up, we play fighting with him, and, you know, so he'd spend a lot of time with us. But then he got his errands that he got to run. So we ended up going to his mom's house, my grandma's house, you know, see his brothers and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, and he had to do his little thing. So for me, I was able to grow up and kind of see that contrast between what it looks like to work a 9-to-5 versus what it looks like to have that entrepreneurial business, your own shop. And because of my father, my mom was able to have a shop because my father
right.
was the one who financed the shop from the beginning. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He got the space. You know, my father is a master with his hands. You know, he went in there with his friends and they did the drywall and they did the paint. He did the electric. He did everything in there. He got it up and running. You know what I'm saying? He helped her. He got all the equipment that she needed, the chairs, the mirrors. I remember going in there helping him out. You know, he run and make sure that, like, you know, it was a shop. He made sure he got her up and running. Right. And so that's the beautiful part about having a job is it do give you that money, that security that you know that you're going to get every 2 weeks or whatever it is to go get it.
It's a part of it.
It's a part of it. You know, so shout out to my pops for that. But it's like, bro, once he got broke, you know what I'm saying? Like, now he waiting a week for his check.
But in that whole thing, like I told you, bro, you told me the basketball story, and I'm sorry, I can't take it. Like,
man, bro,
one of the funniest stories ever. But the for me, some of the truth behind that is, if you look at, you know, generations from a generational perspective, man, your dad was leading the way.
He was, bro.
Like that was the goal.
Oh, that's what
y'all had.
Y'all
had a house, bro. We had a house.
We had a house, bro. Yeah, a lot of people grew up in apartments, bro. Real talk.
You talking 1990,
bro?
1995?
Listen, man,
my
my father was amazing, bro. When I tell you, man, like dude, I'm still trying to match his footsteps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, like the man had a BMW. He was the first person in our family to have a truck. You know what I'm saying? He bought like a brand new Suburban at the time, BMW. You know, like you walk into our house, bro. We had a 100-inch TV, bro, and like 1995, bro.
Right.
Like no, real talk. Like we had a projection screen with a big thing. So and we used to play our PlayStation or our Nintendo or whatever on that. Like, it was crazy, bro. He had the surround sound. So my father, he always shared something with me. I share with you guys that helped me out. He always say, Mark,
I know what you finna say.
you need to always see your money. See your money.
I learned that from your pops too.
Yeah, bro. Like, and I'm telling you, man, once he told me that and he explained to me what it means, like, at the end of the day, let's say you get a check. I don't care what it is. When that check runs out, can you look around and see where your money went?
The investment.
Can you see the investment? Can you? Is it a car? Is it? Hey, it might be your house. Is it a painting on the wall
or something you can build on?
Is it something that you can build on? Is it a business? Is it an investment in yourself? Like, what is it that you see, or did you just spend it on food and like maybe a shirt or some stuff that like you really can't see for long periods of time?
Money is a vessel, man.
Money is
a
tool.
vehicle to get more money.
You know, so I think, and that's another reason why, man, being in your children's lives is everything, bro. Because the game that you're able to give them and pour into them, you know, it helps them out for the rest of their life. You know, so my father, he gave me millions of jewels, but that's one of the ones that I keep close to me. So even when I get a check, I always ask myself, like, man, can I see my money?
Yeah.
You know, I'm teaching it to my son. You know, they get allowance. I'm like, hey, make sure you can see your money. You know, if you look up and you broke, you done had a check, you broke, and you ain't got nothing to show for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You out here getting high, getting drunk. You know what I'm saying? You going to the club, you shooting your money away, you gambling, you know, you doing stuff like you losing. And that's like, you know, things that people think is cool, and the reality is like it's not pushing your life forward.
That comes from being unprepared. Like, you gotta have a plan before you even get your hands on some money.
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta have a plan. You know what I mean? My mom says all the time, man, you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Yep. So it's like at the end of the day, a lot of times you sit around waiting on some money to come, or waiting on an opportunity, waiting on something to happen instead of working while you waiting. When you go to a restaurant, bro, the person that you see after the host takes you to your seat is the waiter. Yeah. Their job is to wait on you. They not just waiting on you. Mm-hmm. Waiting is to serve. So your job is to, like, it's like, what are you doing while you're waiting on something? Exactly. What are you serving while you waiting on a check to come or you know, bag to come? So that when the bag comes, you already got a plan you've been working towards. So you already know, oh man, I got a little check in the mail for $5K. I've been waiting on that $5K. But I know, you know, $1,500 was for that move that I needed to make that's gonna push me forward. Yeah, you might buy some shoes, you might buy some whatever, but
enjoy your life.
But I gotta touch that $1,500 gotta go toward X, Y, and Z, because that's a move that I know I believe in, that I can make, that can get me somewhere.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that boils down to like paying yourself first. Like, pay yourself. Like we have so many excuses, man. Like a check always seems like it's not enough. It's short. And the reason why you feel like that, and the reason why you paycheck to paycheck, is because you're not paying yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people, they get their check, and then now you paying your bills, you putting gas in the car, you paying everybody else. Everybody else around you getting money off your check, except for you. You know, pay yourself. Decide on what you want to pay yourself, what you worth, what you need. And guess what? If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. That means you're living above your means. Right. It is what it is. Like, we have to face that sometimes. We got to realize, hey, man, I just ain't got it. It's in the bank. You can go get it, but you ain't got it. You ain't got Why? It. Because that's for you. So, if it's 10%, take 10%, put it away.
Sacrifice.
I don't care. If it's $100, if you get $100, man, take $10 and put that $10 over there somewhere. At least you know, out of the 100, when 90 of it is spent, you paid yourself $10. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this to that point, man. Some people would even say, like, and I'm a backtrack. I'm gonna say from experience, that's a principle, in my opinion, that requires faith and action.
Yeah.
Because depending on the amount of that check, you can get it in your mind that, well, I don't even got enough to save 10%.
Yeah, I ain't got no money.
But it's like the reality is you can't afford not to.
Yeah, you can't,
because you're not gonna ever get out of that situation. And at a certain point, you got to make a different decision. You got to make a turn, and you got to make a change and believe in the outcome. And it, man, 9 times out of 10, it happens, bro. When you make that conscious decision to make that change, to make that adjustment, because what you have isn't enough. If I'm doing something and it's not working, I can't just keep doing it and expect a different outcome. I got to do something different. So,
bro. And then ask yourself the question, like, man, what are you working for? You know, who are you working for? Like what are you going to work for? Why do you have a business? Why do you want to make money? Like, who is it for? What is it for?
Right.
Now, if your answer is I'm working to drive a car, and so you want to give all your money to your car, cool. There's no wrong answers here because everybody got their rights to do whatever they want to do with their money that they earn. Right. But the whole point is, what are you working for? And if your answer has, like, to be honest, I'm working for me. I'm working so that I can have and live a certain type of way. Then you have to be able to make sure that you're paying yourself, you paying your house mortgage, you're paying your car notes. You know, you can afford the utilities. You know, your kids is taken care of. And like I said, that 10%, or for you, you might say, hey, I just need 5%. I'm okay with 5. I'm okay with 3. But pay yourself something, because tomorrow is not only is not promised, but you don't know how you're going to be tomorrow, right? You might be healthy right now, but end up, you know what I'm saying, sick or, you know, in a wheelchair tomorrow. Right. You know, life happens. So if you're not able to get up and go to work tomorrow, what are you going to do? You know, now your job, you might not be able to perform your job. You know, like my background is in construction. So can you imagine if I became wheelchair bound? Not saying that you can't do it if you're in a wheelchair, you know, but can I keep my job as a superintendent on a construction site if I'm in a wheelchair?
Right.
You know,
or are you even focused on that? Like,
like are you?
What happened? Did you get in a car accident?
Yeah, did you get in a car accident? Are you in pain? You got, you know, certain things happens. Is it a disease?
Life, like we said,
life happens. And know that I don't think you would get fired. They have to find something for you to do. But now your whole life changed. Right. Your situation changed. And that's one reason why I always push, no matter what you're doing, even if you love your job where you are, you should have something of your own. You should have a business that you do not have to operate. You need to have something that you can invest in. If it's a real estate deal, you know, maybe you want to be a landlord. You know, maybe you just want to be a landlord and hire a management company where you don't even deal with the building. You literally buy the building, fix the building, renovate the building, hire you a management company, have the management company, you paying them 10% to manage that property for you. You don't see any tenants. You're not getting any calls for maintenance. And all you're doing is getting whatever the profit that's left over deposited into a bank account every month. And you build that portfolio. Start with one building, maybe 3-4 units, then get another building with another 3 or 4 units, then grow it to 6-unit buildings, then 8, 12, and you just keep it going until you look up. You have 100, 200, 300 units. And once again, hey, you're not getting any phone calls. That is passive income. You hire a management company, you let them get their 10%. They're gonna track down your rent for you. They're gonna put tenants in that building for you. They're gonna take care of the maintenance because, you know, you're gonna have a certain percent of the income go towards maintenance. They're gonna handle your buildings. There's people who own buildings here in Chicago, live in Florida, and haven't seen their buildings in 20, 30 years. But they get a check every month from these buildings.
Facts.
So you can get up, you can go to work, you can love what you do, you're a teacher, you want to teach, perfect. If you know, whatever your thing is, you can do that. But you need to have something where if you wake up and slip in the morning and hurt yourself and you no longer can work, you still have an income to support your lifestyle. And now you might have to end up paying for things that you wasn't expecting to pay for, right? Wheelchairs and special beds and different things. And I pray, health and prosperity over everybody. I want to, knock on wood. We don't want, anything negative to happen to nobody. But the reality is life.
Man.
We don't ask to be where we are. You know what I'm saying? We work to get there, but sometimes, man, life throw a curveball. And are we ready and prepared for them curveballs?
And then purpose.
Yeah.
It's like it's living beyond ourselves, man. We all have some sort of family or some sort of legacy that we want to leave to. So, like, it's beyond what we can just physically do with our hands or what we can do with our skills. It's like, what are we going to leave, for who's next? What's next and who's next? So.
Yeah, for
Man,
sure.
I got a question, man.
Yeah.
I've been on this wave the last couple of days of like, whether it be business, but more so like even self-reflection within business or the decisions that we make and how we structure our businesses and how we structure the things that we do, that we put out into the world. Like, one word that just hit me is like just authenticity and competition. Like, what does it mean to be authentic in your business, and also like how important that is, or how important is that? And then it's like a lot of times we talk about being building our brands and helping people along the way, and like even just the aspect of how do you compete? Who is your competition? Are you competing with yourself? Are you competing with the next man? How do you approach just certain things?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. For me, first I don't be naive, right? So I understand there's other people that's out there in the same industry, maybe the same niche, the same area, so you got to know who your actual competition is, and get kind of lay of the land. But once you get started and you know that they working over there, then at that point, you are your only competition. Because the difference between them selling more than you, or, becoming bigger than you or staying bigger than you, if they already are, is yourself. What type of work are you going to do? How do you catch up with them, right? So, for example, let's say I'm a painter, right? And it's 10,000 painters in Chicago, right? And then there's 5 painters in my exact neighborhood where I'm at, and they been doing this for anywhere between 5 to 25 years, right? So they already have experience over you. They have clientele. They have word of mouth. They have clients. They have people raving about them. They have the marketing, people know who they are. They have a brand, right? And you don't have a brand yet. So what would I do? Okay. So first I would look at the 5, and then I would go at who's the top of that 5, right? So automatically I'm eliminating 4 of those people, because if I can beat and compete against the best one in my area, and if I beat him, then I'm number 1. I'm not gonna sit here and try to be like, well, he got this, and that takes too much thought. I'm going after the number 1. Like, all right, who has the largest share in this neighborhood, right? And I'm going after him, and I'm going to look and see how they do business, how they do their marketing, for example, and then I'm going to see how can I make it better. So, for example, let's say every project that they doing when they painting. They put a sign on the outside of the house saying, hey, this company is painting this house. Right? That's smart. So now what I would do is, when I get a job, I'm going to also put my sign outside to say, now my company's painting this house, but I'm also going to go down the block, on both sides of the block, and talk to neighbors, pass out flyers, and ask if I can put signs in their yard to say, this you know what I'm saying, this company is going to paint this house.
Right.
Why? Because I would give discounts for them. Hey, if you let me put this sign here, I could paint your house. I'll paint a kitchen for you for free, just for the sign. If I can put, go to another house, I'm painting bathrooms for free. All you gotta do is pay for the paint. I'm covering labor. Now, we told you this in previous podcasts. You want to give your service away for free. Now, me putting that sign outside of their house saying I'm painting their house now. So now on one block, you got 4 or 5 or 6 of my signs that's saying I'm painting these houses. Now, everybody else that I didn't go to, they're going to want me to paint their house because I'm painting these houses.
Those are endorsements, man. That goes far.
That goes extremely far.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I would do. So now even the average person that's just driving down the neighborhood and they see my signs, they're going to stop. They're going to take a picture of my sign. They're going to call me. And then I'm going to do the same thing on their blocks. And so, like, that's just a tactic that I would do off top. So for me, I'm not sleeping. I'm painting, for free because that's the cost of my advertising. So if you think about it, let's say if you could spend, $10,000 a month on advertising, right? And you don't have $10,000, so I'm going to give $10,000 of my hours away, or $10,000 worth of my time away, to cover that $10,000. Because either way you look at it, you got to earn that $10,000.
Right.
So you got to go out, either get the jobs, do the job, get paid. Then you got to go out, spend that $10,000 that you just made on advertising, or you could just give away the job and then use that as your advertising. And people, trust me, especially in construction and painting in that industry, bro, how many times have you drove down somewhere and you stopped somebody because they was doing some concrete, you needed concrete done, or you stop a painter or you stop somebody because you need some work, you see an electrical van, hey, I need a socket changed in my house. It happens all the time, especially in our neighborhoods. Right. So that's just what I would do, man. Like, and like I said, I wouldn't stop. You're not going to outwork me,
right?
Because another trick to that is your competition. When the guy who you compete against, he don't know that you're not getting paid, so he's looking like, how is this guy going out here selling and making all this money on these houses? And
then we said this in the last episode, that person that you did, like you said, you painted that kitchen for free.
Yeah.
Now, not only do they have a sign in their yard, but they also going to tell they cousin or their family member or their neighbor that might need their kitchen painted or their bathroom painted. Man, he painted my bathroom. He painted my kitchen. Exactly. It was amazing.
And they don't get compliments on that. But then also what that's going to do is they're going to say, hey, can you paint my front room?
It's going to lead to more business.
Can you paint the upstairs? Can you paint my bedroom? Now, hey, I painted your bathroom for free, right? It's a small bathroom. Now you're going to pay me to paint your front room, to paint your bedroom, to paint your back deck. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to get more jobs in your house when you wasn't even expecting to do anything, all because I wanted to give my services to you, all because of one person on your block hired me to do a job, no matter how big or small.
Hey, y'all, plot twist. So I asked that question. That was a trick question, man. I just wanted to get to that point.
Yeah.
Everything you just said, bro, I set you up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want you to get to that point because creatively, man, again, thinking outside the box.
Yeah, bro.
That's part of our creativity and being authentic.
Yeah, for sure.
You are your own competition, and you got to be creative.
You got to be creative, man.
In terms of beating, matching, beating your competition at the same time. So.
I mean, and like we was talking earlier, that's that thinking outside the box, you know. And as you could see, like that's not no pre-thought. I didn't know he was gonna ask that question. Like, that's just off the top of my head,
right?
So you actually have time to, like, you writing stuff down, you thinking about your plan, like, you can go absolutely bananas.
Vision, strategy.
The vision can be crazy. The issue why a lot of businesses is failing once again is because you guys not giving your product away. And then when you do give it away, you're giving it to your friends or you're giving it to your family. Stop doing that.
I was just going to say, man, stop giving it to
Stop doing that. Because your family, they expect it for free. So they get it, and guess what? They get it, and they be quiet about it.
And they ain't mess around.
But a neighbor who don't know you, and you give them something for free, they're going to rave about you because, hey, I don't know this guy from Adam, and he gave me, you know what I'm saying, this and that and the other. They painted my bathroom. They gave me a box of cookies. by you giving it away, people's going to patronize you. People's going to talk about you, you know, and that's what you want, you know. So give it away, man, especially if your business is not doing well. You know, if you have a hot dog shop or ice cream shop and you want to get more people into the doors, go outside, give out samples. They do it at the mall all the time.
If you give some ice cream away for free and they don't want no more, like
yeah, then you might want to do something different. But
something wrong with ice
they do
cream.
it at the malls all the time. If you think about like the big companies out here, how many times you went to a festival or you went to something at the beach and they giving away a can of soda for free or a can of pop for free, right? Yeah. Or they giving away some water. They giving away some teas, you know what I'm saying, a Red Bull. They giving away, you know what I'm saying? Like they passing this stuff out for free.
Right.
So why are we not doing the same thing that the big guys are doing? They're already legacy companies.
Yep.
You know, give the stuff away, man. I'm an advocate for that, man. Like, give it away. Be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't go bankrupt to give anything away, but don't hold on to it. You know, especially if it's a product that has an expiration date. If it expires, before you throw it away,
that should be a part of your plan.
Give it away.
So
it got 1 or 2 days left. Yep. It got 1 or 2 days left on expiration. Give it away. What you gonna hold on to it so you can throw it away for? For what? How's that pushing you forward? We did that all the time with our bread. We got some bread, it got an expiration date on it, give it away. Why? I'm going to throw it in the trash anyway. So I'd rather for this bread to go to somebody's house, for them to make a couple sandwiches, eat some toast, do whatever, or even let them throw it away. The whole fact of the matter is it's on their countertop for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it is.
Or the organizations that's, you know, using the bread on site.
Exactly. Like, man, that's crazy, man. So Jamel, back to you, kind of bounce a question back off of you. So with what I was saying with the whole painting scenario, I guess we could kind of stay on the painting company since we started that. Like,
so we started a painting company.
We started a painting company, y'all. Like, how do I get that higher clientele, right? So I'm starting off, right, in my neighborhood, right? And let's just say, you know, middle class was nothing, you know, something super special about it. It's not the worst, it's not the best. But I want to get bigger contracts. You know, I want to get in them downtown buildings. I want to get in them, you know, uptown buildings. I want to grow it in that neighborhood. As far as like, how do I get the attention of corporations and large construction companies, you know, to kind of go that route to, you know, to hire my company for bigger projects?
Right. First thing is, I would say your network.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll give my list. Your network, and then also your presentation, the level of your work, the quality of your work. You know what I mean? Back to the network, it's like whatever space you in, that's who you're gonna reach, and how you present your brand, or how you present your service, or whatever you're offering. That's who you're gonna reach. So
basically, I gotta do some research and figure out who I need to be around, what type of people I need to be around,
man,
to kind of get my business out there, my name out there.
We said it in the last episode.
Yeah, for sure.
It's your job to put your brand or your business in the space that it can thrive.
So in other words, I'm kind of getting like reading through between the lines. You telling me I gotta get outside my comfort zone?
Come on, man.
So that's what it sounds like to me. It's saying like, hey, bro, you got to go to places that you haven't been before, in rooms you haven't been before.
Exactly.
To get out of your comfort zone, because Ray and them around the corner, you know what I'm saying?
Put your suit on, man. Put your suit on, get your hair cut.
That's what I got. Okay, I got you.
Get your briefcase, dog, if you have to.
Y'all see, so that's what I'm saying. So we got to
up your presentation.
There we go.
Like, it's opportunities out here for all of us, but it's based upon you gotta dress. You know, even with working, they say dress for the job. You want to have that kind of vibe. Like, so if it's a certain client that you're trying to reach, then you gotta look that part. Your brand gotta speak that. So
exactly,
that's for the person who is looking to elevate, you know, or scale their brand. But even the person that's starting out, those are things that you need to be thinking about in the door. A lot of times sometimes you do stuff even aesthetically to your pleasing or to your liking because you like something because that's how you feel. That's how you think it should be.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, turn it around, bro. It's about who you trying to reach, that demographic that you're trying to reach.
That's crazy.
Who are you trying to, you know what I mean?
Nah, for sure, bro. Because I'm looking at that, bro, and I feel as crazy as it is when you start a business, man, you have to do the research, man.
Period.
Because even when you get into those rooms, can you speak the lingo? Mm-hmm. You know, can you do you know what you're talking about? You know, sometimes we be so eager to get into a business and just start that we forget the foundation. And when you go into these rooms, you know what I'm saying, the more money, most times in my experience, the more money someone is willing to spend, the what's the proper word? Like it's like they're a much more sophisticated buyer.
I get what you're saying.
So if you now dealing with a much more you know what I'm saying, sophisticated buyer, you want to make sure that you can talk in a manner in which they understand what you're doing, and they know that you know what, and they know that you know what you're talking about. You know, you can't. That's like me, man. I can't go talk to LeBron James about basketball. You know, I watch basketball, but I'm not the basketball fan that even he may be. I'm gonna sit here and be able to talk stats with LeBron. I can't do that, bro. I know I can't because I'm like, bro, I haven't studied the game for the last 40 years, 30 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 50 years to have that conversation. I know that.
Shout out to the King, man.
Shout out to the King, man.
Scoring champ.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll
hey, man. He went crazy, man. Breaking records. Let's go. Yeah. Hey, but you know, I met him one time too. I got a story about that. But anyway,
we might have a little time for that.
Exactly. But you know, it's you got to know what room you in, and don't try to bite off more than you chew, and don't think that you can trick somebody into making them think that you know more than what you do know, because it's not going to work like that. You got to be thorough.
But you didn't take your time.
You didn't take your time.
Like from the beginning, man. One thing, see, again, a lot of times you start a business or you have an idea of something you want to do, and when it's because of you or it's because of what you want, then you're going to go full steam. You're going to jump off the porch and you're just ready to go. But when the goal is bigger and when it's bigger than you, man, the best thing you could do is take your time. Do the research. Like you said, do the research. Take your time. Get as many ducks lined up as you can. Don't wait till it's perfect, because it will never be perfect.
Never be perfect, man.
But get your stuff together, man. Get yourself together. Get your mind right. Understand the landscape of where you're going, so that, like you said, when you are in those rooms, you're prepared.
Yeah.
You can have those conversations. You have the understanding, and those businesses, those opportunities that will come that are in your favor, that are of the magnitude that you want them to be, you'll be prepared even before you get there. And honestly,
big facts.
We've experienced situations where we've had introductory meetings with certain conglomerates and organizations where the conversation has been built and leaned toward what can they do for us,
right?
And how can they get in a situation and a partnership with us? Why? Because we were fortunate enough and had enough understanding before we got into that room in that meeting. Yeah. We were preparing ourselves, and we were just working. The more you just work on what it is that you're looking to give and serve and give to people,
master your
at
business.
The end of the day, the more you master your business, then those calls, those emails will come to you. And you could be on whatever level you on, working your business consistently, and that scale will come and call you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That level up will come and email you. You be like, man, hey, bro, we missed the email. We need to hit them back. Such want to meet with us. They want to do X, Y, and Z.
Exactly.
And you look up and you go in that meeting, and you're far more prepared than you could even imagine because of the work that you've been doing.
Yeah.
And the education that you've been getting along the way, and the work that you've been doing.
Exactly. I think that's what makes you an expert, right? And another tip, I kind of mentioned it earlier, is do your research on who you're trying to sell to as well. You got to know your customer.
Yep.
You got to know who you're trying to sell to. Like if there's a company, you got to research as much as you can. Not all information is going to be online or available, but you got to try to find out, like, how many times a year do they hire painters? What type of jobs do they hire them for? What are they looking for? What type of colors do they normally use? You know what I'm saying? What was the last project they done and completed? And if it's a public building and if you can go in and look at the work, you know, what's the expectation? You know, you want to know some questions, so even when you finally get into that room, you can start talking to them about them. Nobody loves nothing more than somebody's telling them about themselves. Everybody want to hear good things about them.
Yep.
You know, everybody want to hear like, oh yeah, you know, the last job you did on such and such street at this building, it was incredible. You know, the paint was perfect. You know, it was this, it was that. Like, man, that's what, you know, what's this? And they were like, oh yeah, we had a really good time. Now y'all talking about a project that he done and that he's realizing that you realize the quality that they're looking for, and you're now telling him, I could match that. That's exactly, you know, it's only one thing I would have did a little different. You know, they did a really good job, but you know what? I wouldn't blend these edges a little better with this and that and the other. And they would, now when they go back and look and be like, dang, you know what? That should be blended a little better. It should be, instead of just a straight cut, it should look like it's a fade. It fades into it. It would have made it look better.
Bro, people are after a feeling.
They're after feelings.
They're after a feeling. Like, this wall's painted in here out of white. Nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with them. If I ask somebody to repaint this room, it would be based on a feeling, because I want to feel.
You want to feel
something.
something.
I want to feel something different. I want yellow. I want blue on this wall. I want it.
Yeah,
people are after a feeling, man.
Colors,
exactly.
You know, yeah. So when people can feel that you're coming from the heart, you know, and you making it about them, and it's not about you, and even in selling, it's never about you. You know, it's not about you. It's not about your services. It's always about your customer. Always. You know, I think a lot of times we doing the work. So just like anybody else, we're so in tune and stuck to what we're doing, and realizing how tired we are, and realizing how much we're going the extra mile, that we sometimes don't look at the other people that we're even working for or doing a service for, and trying to realize how they feel. How is our services affecting them? I used to do a lot of work in people's houses, kitchens and bathrooms and things of that nature. So I would have to make sure I'm coming at an hour that works for them.
Wow.
At the same time it works for me. I have to make sure that my guys is being extra clean. You know, put the footies on their boots, and, you know, so make sure we're taking out all the trash, covering everything up, you know, not cutting any corners, right? So, like, the prep work is just as, if not more important than the actual work. You know, because you want to make sure that you prepping everything so that you're not making mistakes, so that you're not touching areas of the house that has nothing to do with you.
And that speaks to the character of your business, man.
Yeah, like
those things matter.
That it matters so much, man, because it matters on your business for a few different reasons. Not only are you making the customer feel good about hiring you, and that they see like you, how much care that you're taking to make sure that you guys keep things clean and neat and tidy, and make sure that you don't disrupt anything else in the house. Yeah. Not only that, but for you, if something in that house, something in that other room that you guys ain't touched is scratched or broken, and it was broken before you got there, they can't blame that on you because your guys ain't even over there. You got the plastic up. You know what I'm saying? This is the only area my guys is ever at. You know, I tell my guys, on your lunch break, you either eat lunch here or you go out to your truck. Or you go out to the restaurant. Don't be in these people's front room. You know, don't go in their kitchen. You know, don't do nothing, because you are responsible for that house while you're in that house. You know, I know a lot of stories where people be like, dude, we wasn't even over there. And they now we got to repaint this whole room, and we ain't even touch this room, and blah, blah. You're like, yeah, because you guys didn't do the prep work. You know what I'm saying? You got to prep properly, man. So take care of your customers, man. Take care of the people who supporting you, you know, and it's going to go a long way for you. That's for sure.
Put the people first.
Put the people first, man. And the people are going to put you first. They're going to put your business first. You know, you can recommend a lot of people, but that person that took care of you, you can recommend them first.
It's a lot of that, bro. I'm kind of seeing that. sometimes when you look to patronize somebody's business, I've had certain experiences where I felt like this person could be getting like some bad advice from somewhere.
Nah, for sure.
Whether it be like, it could be a barber, it could be a nail tech, a videographer, just different people, photographer, different facets where it's just like, you know what? I hired this person to do a service, and just the experience, man.
Yeah.
I could sometimes I can just sense like it's like you got your business set up just so geared toward you, your convenience.
Yep.
And maybe you've been taken advantage of before or something like that. So I don't judge you for that, but it's just like, you know what, as a customer, hiring you for a service or to do a job, I'm not feeling the experience. I'm feeling like, like for example,
you paying for somebody else's crime.
Yeah,
the
example, just an example, literally. No, like I love my barber, no shade to nobody, but just an example of like the barber that'll say, oh, if you're late, it's a non-refundable, deposit, but I've gone to that barber
and they
was late.
Exactly.
And what do I get when you're late?
Exactly.
It's like just those little things.
Get a discount?
Do I get a discount when you late?
Being professional, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you paying top dollar, man. Especially if it's one of them barbers that's like, hey,
I'm gonna do that.
$100 or better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Dude, I'm bald headed. So if I'm paying you $100, bro,
Right,
bro, like you definitely need somebody there to be, massaging your toes. And
I ain't barely got no hair.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so the least you can do for me is have the best service ever. Where I feel like I don't need anything. I come in, you offer me a bottle of water, maybe even a cocktail, a drink, whatever your thing is. You making sure I'm in and I'm out. Because I went to one of them barbers, and the same thing. It's like, hey, my appointment is at 10 o'clock. I get there at 9, like damn near 9:30 to make sure. Yeah, I be early to make sure like I'm there.
I be a
and
little
then
late.
When 10 o'clock strikes, because remember my mom's a beautician, so I understand it from that aspect, right?
So time, yeah.
Just like that's why I tip great, as well. But at the same time, I've been like, hey, it's 10 o'clock. And I'm paying the top dollar, but now somebody else is still in the chair. Now somebody else, you done double booked. Now this person is in the chair when I'm supposed to be in the chair. So I had plans. So I'm being here. It's gonna take about 30 minutes because I ain't much for them to do, and I should be gone. So hey, I can go here. I can do this. I can do that. I can pick up the kids. And then now you done stole 30 minutes of my time. So now I'm pushing everything back 30 minutes because of this. So guess what? I'm not going back. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because my time wasn't valuable to you.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't respect my time. So because you didn't respect my time, I'm not gonna respect your time. So I'm just not gonna show up. Hey, but I wish you all the best. That's just what that is.
But that still goes in that lane of competition. It's like you gonna take that L.
You gonna take that L.
Now sometimes you don't even see it that way, but you actually took an L.
Yeah.
By not being,
especially like bro, you never know who know people. I know right now. I know 15, 20 guys that come in here tomorrow and get their hair cut for $100. You know what I'm saying? So you get me as your client, bro. I'm gonna flood your shop. I've been
raving about the shop I go to, and now I got you going there.
That's exactly.
Man, pull up, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I got 4 or 5 people that's ready to go to that shop. So it's like, that's the whole point. It's like you never know who you have in your chair, man. So once again, it's about your clients, man. It's not about you. You have a business. They don't have to patronize you.
Yeah.
Barbers got that bad, bro. Barbers feel like you have to come to them, bro. I don't have to go to you, bro. It's a million other barbers in here, and it's 750,000 of them that's colder than you.
And that's why, again, bro, just as an example, it's about the experience. Like it's certain barbershops I had to stop going to because of the level of the experience. And as my life levels up, there's certain places I just can't go. There's certain atmospheres I can't be in. There's certain neighborhoods I can't be in. So again, you got to go, you know what I mean? You got to position yourself, position your business for that client or that, that customer that you want to reach, that person that fits your demographic. Find what it is, fit that, and be authentic to that. And then you only really competing with yourself after that. For how much better can you get yourself?
And it's all about making your business better, bro. But at the same time, don't make other people pay for other people's crimes, bro. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Give everybody their free shot. You in business. So one thing I would love to draw home, because I know we finna wrap it up, is you going to experience some L's. Listen, you're going to experience some L's.
Get used to it.
Get used to it. It's a part of business, man. All that, oh, man, this happened, that happened.
It's
so
a part
what,
of
bro?
winning. It's a part of
so
winning.
What?
And man, I'm big on data, man. Follow the data, man.
The data, bro.
One bad apple, hey, you gonna get
is
one
what
of
it
them.
is.
That's a part of being outside. That's a part of doing the work. But
That's what I'm saying, bro.
one out of how many? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sometimes I have to tell myself that if I get an email from a certain type of customer, it's just like one out of how many. Of course, I'm gonna give that person the attention that it deserves, or that situation, and make sure that at the end of the day, in the end, I'm confident that you're not gonna walk away.
Yeah.
Without that problem or that
end,
issue being solved and resolved as completely as best as possible. But again, one out of how many? Let's at least focus on that. One out of how many?
Yeah, man. So that's it, man. So no, man, you're going to take some L's as much. Just make sure you got more W's than L's. And if you're taking so many L's, man, it's okay to fix that issue so it don't keep happening. You don't put certain things in place, but you gotta let everybody, you know what I'm saying, breathe and understand where you're coming from, man. And anything can work. It's all about how you present it. Anything can work. It's all about the presentation of that new offer. Like, to his point, hey, if I'm late, you charging me a $50 fee that I paid, a prepaid or whatever, that's cool. You're right. You should keep that 50. But like he said, but if you late and I'm here, I should get that 50 off. Make it make sense. Now you be responsible. Now, hey, man, my bad, I'm late, man. So, you get that $50 discount. I'm going to be like, bro, you know what, man? Nah, keep the 50, bro. But because of you being who you are, now I'm finna go crazy about you, bro. I'm finna rave. I'm finna put this on IG, bro. Yo, this the best barber in the world, because he knew he was in the wrong. He knew he put me first before his pockets. You know what I'm saying? And the client, who the clients is, a lot of times they gonna let you keep the 50. You know what I'm saying?
Brand loyalty.
Or if they don't, it's cool, bro. You still gonna get paid for what you're gonna get paid for, man. And they gonna tip you anyway. So, and you gonna make it up on the end. And then now that's something for you to work on.
Yep.
But yeah.
It's been lit.
It's been lit. Hey, man, season 3, man. This is crazy. I mean, not season 3, man.
We're gonna get there.
We gonna get the season 1. Episode 3, finna go crazy, man. So appreciate y'all for staying tuned, man. If you stay here to see the whole podcast, man, we want to thank you, man. Shout out to our team. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't do this without y'all, man. Jamel, my co-founder, man, co-host. Man, love this guy right here, man. Genius,
love, bro.
Man, make sure y'all go check out Mastermind. Your business is so critical, man. Check out everything that you need at blackbreaduniversity.com. And this is the Black Bread Show. Hey, we out.
Till next time.
Peace.
Yeah.
Bring your energy. This brand is truly for us.